Hi, fourth graders, welcome back. This week is going to be part 2 of our Piet Mondrian inspired paintings. Last week, I talked to you about the artist Piet Mondrian and how he often used the primary colors of red, yellow, and blue and straight lines to create his artwork. He also used black and white, so you can leave a section that is white. I also gave you the option to either make your drawing or painting into a heart shape, or if you wanted to leave it more rectangular, that was fine. Today, we're going to add our black lines. Now, I'm going to show you one way to do it. If you do not have access to black paper, then you can use a marker or a black crayon or even a black pen to very neatly go over all your lines and try to use a straight edge to do that. So I'm going to tilt this down so you can see what I'm doing, and this is just one way to add your black lines, and then I'm going to let you think about what you have at home. At the very minimum, I want you to add black to go over the lines. If you want to outline also the outer edge, you can also go for that as well, and you can choose any color that you want. All right, so here we go. So I've got my painting from last week, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out. So I've got all that extra white paper I'm not going to use today. And then I can recycle this. So I'll put that to the side. So now I've got my painting, and I'm pretty happy with it, except that I can see all my pencil marks, and I did go over the lines a little bit, which I told you was okay, not that big of a deal. But to fix that a little bit, I'm going to trim it right here because I noticed that I didn't take my paint all the way to the outside edge on that one. And I am going to take these black strips. Now, I cut these out on my paper cutter, and I realize at home you might not have one. I know I don't have one at my house. So if you have some black strips you want to try to cut and make with a ruler, go for it. Or like I said, you can take a black crayon or ruler, but very carefully and very straight go over your pencil marks so that it cleans up the area. Also, this is a good time that now that you've seen yours dry, or if you colored it last week, if you've got lots of scribble marks and a lot of white popping through and the sections where you had the primary color, it's a good time to take your time and go and try to fill those in. All right, so I'm going to choose my longest piece here, the longest line, and I think it's probably this one that's going horizontal. So I am going to put glue on the back of my black strip. Whenever you glue something, remember you always glue the smaller piece. And then I'm going to lay it across this. Now, it's obviously going to stick off the edge, but that's okay because now that I've got it glued, I'm just real carefully going to trim it off. And it really makes the whole thing look so much neater and clean. Okay, so now I've got several more lines. I could maybe use this piece I just cut, and it will fit really nicely here. So I'm going to put more glue on that. Neatly set it on the black line here. It's always good to take your time and don't rush. It makes our projects look neater. So, see how I'm just going step by step? This little scrap actually might even work there. It does, so I don't have to waste any paper. Stick that right there. Go over my line. Trim off the edge. So, got 2 more to do. Quickly do that, and then I'm going to show you a trick for the background if you want. I kind of decided to pick up my piece and kind of stick it underneath there so it doesn't look sloppy. If you have trouble figuring out where exactly to cut, if you turn it over, you can see the edges come off very easily. And I've got one more I want to do here. And that will take care of all of my black lines, all of my sections. And this is what I was talking about. You can also turn it over and you can see really well where the extra is hanging off. So now I've got my heart with nice straight black lines to go around my shapes, which is awesome. Now, I like to make my artwork have a nice frame. So you've got a couple options. If you have a piece of paper at home, you could glue it on. That's different, like this. That looks pretty cool. So I could just glue this right in the middle of my black paper, and it makes a natural frame for my heart. Which looks great, and I could leave it like that, but I actually am going to go and cut it around it and make my own frame that's a little closer to it, so it's going to continue to have the heart shape. Again, it's up to you. But I'm going to do that by just simply going and leaving a little edge. So I'm cutting, just leaving